If you want to get a flexible back, then just follow along to these stretches. To start, reach down towards the ground to go into a downward dog position. Once you are in the downward dog, try to push your heels towards the ground and your chest back towards your legs. Throughout this routine, if you find any of the stretches too difficult, just follow along to the modifications on the left side. This routine is great for improving back flexibility, whether you're a complete beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Just make sure you're going to the point that you feel the stretch. From the downward dog, lay down on your stomach to go into a seal position. In this position, we're going to do one neck circle in each direction. Once you are finished the neck circles, arch back as far as it takes for you to feel a good stretch. You can now go back to laying on your stomach and then bend both legs. Once your legs are bent, reach back, trying to grab anywhere between your ankle and knee. If you feel a stretch, just reaching back, stay there, but if not, try to lift up your legs to go into a bow pose. You can now lay back down on your stomach to take a quick rest. Once you feel ready, bend your legs again, and then you can either repeat the same stretch we just did, or if you would like to make it more advanced, you can reach overhead to grab onto your ankles, and to make it even harder, try to straighten out your legs. You can now come out of that stretch and then reach forward while bending your legs to go into a child's pose. This is a great resting stretch to do in between the more intense back stretches. You are doing so well, so don't give up now. Just think of how accomplished you will feel once you have finished the entire routine. For the next few stretches, go up into a tabletop position, so on your hands and knees. Once you're in the tabletop, reach one arm up and then underneath your torso. There isn't really a modification to this stretch, just try to push your shoulder as close to the ground as you can. We are now going to repeat that same stretch except reaching the other arm through. Remaining on your hands and knees, arch back as far as you can. You are well over halfway through this routine, so don't give up, I believe in you. You can now come out of the arching back position and then, still staying on your hands and knees, contract to arch your back in the opposite direction. We are now going to do a knee bridge, so for the more advanced version, just arch back reaching over your head, or if that's too difficult, just arch back with your arms starting by your side and try to get your hands as close to your ankles as you can. You can now come out of your knee bridge, and then we're going to go back up into the downward dog position that we did at the very beginning of this routine. Once you are in your downward dog, try to step your hands and feet as close together as you can to go into a standing pike stretch. Forward stretches like this are great to do in between your back stretches.
At the same time, feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool.
Now roll up from your pike stretch and then arch back as far as you can in a standing position. While doing this, I recommend holding on to the back of your legs to help keep balance and also help you arch back further. From this position, place your hands on the ground to go into a back bend, or if a back bend is too difficult right now, you can do the modification on the left side. If you are doing the full back bend, try to push your shoulders back and straighten out your legs as much as you can. If you feel a deep stretch holding the regular back bend, then just stay there. But if you feel like you can push yourself a bit further, then try to walk your hands and feet closer together for a deeper stretch in your back. You can now come out of the back bend and then sit down with your legs straight out in front of you. Once you are sitting down, reach up and then reach as far forward as you can to do a seated pike stretch. This is the final stretch of our routine, so no point in stopping now. And remember, to see results in your flexibility, you need to stay consistent with stretching, so I recommend doing this routine daily or at least 3 to 5 times a week. If you would like to stretch for longer, here's another routine you can follow along to.